You're the most powerful thing alive. You stormed heaven. You broke every god they threw at you. And then the killing stops. Not because they ran out of weapons, because the one who gives the orders down here never wanted you dead. That should terrify you more than anything they could have thrown at you. We'll see why the gods didn't kill Wukong. First, a picture, not of heaven, of a government, a bureaucracy so old nobody remembers when it started. 3,000 years of meetings, 3,000 years of filed paperwork, gods who climbed the ladder not through strength, but because they waited. This is the celestial court. One being sits at the top. The Jade Emperor. Don't picture Zeus with thunderbolts. Picture a CEO who hasn't held a weapon in 3 millennia and has outlasted everyone who ever came for his seat. He didn't win by being strong. He won by being the last one standing. He manages immortals. That's the worst kind of employee. They don't die. They don't retire. They nurse grudges for centuries. They build factions. They plot. This is the machine Wukong decided to break. Here's what nobody asks. When he tore through heaven, when he embarrassed every general and every guard they sent, why didn't they just kill him? They could have. They really could have. So why didn't they? First reason. In a system this old, chaos is also a tool. The celestial court was rotting. Gods had gotten soft. Generals hadn't seen combat in centuries. The bureaucracy was more corruption than function. And in walks a monkey who punches a hole through the sky. The Jade Emperor didn't see a threat. He saw an opening, a perfect excuse. Purge your rivals, test who's loyal. See which generals actually show up to fight and which ones hang back and wait to see who wins the scuffle. Wukong had no idea. Every god he beat was a god the Jade Emperor privately wanted bleeding. You run an institution so old that nobody fears you anymore. What do you need? A monster. Something so terrifying that every nervous official in your court suddenly remembers why they need your protection. Why they need you. Wukong wasn't a threat. He was a performance review, and nobody passed. Second reason, kill a symbol and you birth 100 more. Every world has monsters. The celestial realm had been pumping them out for millennia. Gods who reach too high, spirits who refuse to serve, beings who wouldn't conform. Most are dead now, or worse. Wukong was different. He wasn't just powerful, he was liked. Demon kings respected him. The lesser gods whispered his name. People below told stories about the monkey who said, "No. Kill a man like that, and you make a martyr. A dead enemy you can forget. A martyr creates believers." The Jade Emperor has been in power longer than most civilizations have existed. He didn't get there by acting on impulse. He got there by knowing something every tyrant learns eventually. You don't beat a rebellion by killing the rebel. You beat it by making the rebel irrelevant. Third reason. This one rewrites the whole story. Wukong gets stopped, pinned under a mountain for 500 years. Everyone says punishment, revenge, the gods showing their real power. None of that is true. It was a job interview. The bureaucracy had a problem. They needed scriptures from the West through demon territory. Nobody wanted the job. Too dangerous, too far, beneath them. But you've got the most dangerous creature alive, a rebel who nearly torched heaven. What if you just hired him? The golden headband. Kids' versions call it a magic accessory. The honest reading? It's a kill switch, a neural weapon bolted onto the skull of the strongest being on Earth. One chant, one word from the monk. The Monkey King drops, screaming. Look at what they actually did. They didn't lock him up. They gave him a job, a purpose, co-workers. They put him in charge of protecting the exact kind of authority figure he'd spent his whole life fighting. They didn't break his body. They broke his reason for fighting. He was no longer the rebel who defied heaven. He was the bodyguard who protected the schedule. You know the worst part? He said yes. Let's sit with what just happened. This isn't mythology. This is a playbook, an instruction manual for how to swallow your enemies without firing a shot. Co-optation. Turn an opponent into an employee. It's cheaper than war. It's safer than assassination. And nobody builds a statue to the guy you didn't kill. Governments have done this. Corporations. Every institution that ever felt threatened from the outside. The whole history of power is one long campaign of absorption. The steps never change. Find the threat. Don't destroy it. Promote it. Give it a title, a paycheck, rules it has to follow. Wait. Eventually, it joins the machine it swore it would tear apart. The Celestial Court didn't invent this. They just ran it 3,000 years before Machiavelli drew his first breath. The Monkey King was never beaten by someone stronger. He was beaten by someone smarter. And the thing that keeps me up, he didn't even know. He walked to the west believing he was protecting a monk. He was guarding the system that wrecked him. Think about your own life for a second. We all had fire once, didn't we? Swore we'd never become them. Never work for the machine. Never sell out. Then the offer came. Decent money. Benefits. A title you could put on LinkedIn. Rules that seemed fine at first. Your golden headband doesn't look like a metal ring. It looks like a mortgage. A promotion you can't walk away from. A reputation you've got too much invested in to risk. A system that doesn't need to threaten you anymore, because they already own you. Wukong's story isn't a fairy tale about a talking monkey. It's a photograph. Wukong became a Buddha, the highest rank, the final promotion. Here's the question I'm asking myself, and I want you to sit with. Was that a victory? Or someone's best trick? The kind where the prisoner doesn't know there are still bars around him. Because if you think the Jade Emperor was running this show, you've been watching the wrong god. Next time.